Good morning, everyone. Call this meeting of Lebanon County Commissioners to order. Would like to announce that this board met yesterday in executive session to discuss personnel matters. And now we will observe a moment of silence. Before we do, I just like to remind everyone that we should try to remember those who sacrificed everything they had and in their lives to establish this great country almost 250 years ago. We celebrate that Independence Day tomorrow, but many people gave their lives and risked everything they owned. Enjoy that moment of silence, please. Thank you. Please stand if you can. Pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll now open the floor for any public comment. Any takers? Okay. Move along and we'll accept the motion to approve the minutes. Meeting June 19th. Second. Motion second. Any questions or comments regarding those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. These minutes are approved. Thank you. Mrs. Dillon, or yours.
Okay, good morning. We had receipts on 7/1 and 7/2 of $1,039,430.61. We have a total cash of $3,106,554.98. Our expenditures this week were $1,878,909.86. The tax claim, is $125,065.75. That leaves us a balance of $1,102,579.37.
Also moved.
Second.
Motion to approve the treasurer report, seconded. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The same sign. And that report is approved. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you. Morning, Michelle, if you would please introduce yourself for the record and then you may proceed.
Morning, Michelle Snavely, Director of Human Resources. Under Personnel Transactions, under Resignations and Terminations, J. Arenas, Adult Abuse Investigator, Area Agency on Aging, resignation effective June 27th. Hannah Suida, Caseworker 1, Children and Youth, resignation effective June 23rd. Megan Vachon, Caseworker 2/Child Abuse Investigator, Children and Youth, termination effective June 27th. Stephanie Ferreira, Caseworker 1, Children and Youth, termination effective July 3rd. Luz Rosario, Law Librarian, Courts, retirement effective September 6th. Amanda Long, full-time telecommunicator, Department of Emergency Services, resignation effective June 27th. Ivana Kumba, Office Support 2/Interpreter, Domestic Relations, resignation effective June 27th. And Catherine Boats, Office Support 1, and DJ Wolf, resignation effective June 27th.
Make a motion to approve the resignations and terminations as presented.
Second the motion and acknowledge the fine work for 20 years. 30 years of those results. 40 years.
40. At 42.
My math checked.
43 years, right?
Yeah. Quite an accomplishment. Any motion a second. Any questions or comments regarding those transactions?
Just like to add that Liz is always so polite and accommodating and never a harsh word if I heard her speak, and all the time, I've run into her here. She did a good job.
Well, you never heard her speak a harsh word because she's a librarian. She has to whisper.
Oh. Well, that could be it.
Just great lady, and we will miss
For
her.
nature.
Call the question.
You really does a great job. So, any other comments, questions? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign, those resignations and terminations are approved.
Under leaves of absence, Mary Haig, District Attorney. 11 calendar days, 7 working day leave of absence effective September 19th to September 30th. Nicole Considine, Children and Youth, 2 week and 1 day, leave of absence effective September 3rd. I believe that's supposed to be returning September 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? None, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Under changes, status transfers and promotions, Cynthia Reyes Soriano, promotion from caseworker 1 in children and youth to caseworker 2 at the rate of $1,698.62 biweekly effective July 6th. Jesse Guzman, promotion from office support 2 in domestic relations to admin assistant 1 in domestic relations at the rate of $1,265.44 biweekly effective July 21st. Teresa Velasquez, promotion from full-time direct support aide at the Renova Center to full-time team leader at the Renova Center at the rate of $19.11 per hour effective July 7th. Tanisha M. Lopez, promotion from full-time direct support aide at the Renova Center to full-time therapy aide at the Renova Center at the rate of $18.13 per hour effective July 6th.
I'll move to approve those transactions.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions, comments? None, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Transactions are approved.
Moving on to other transactions, I have a motion to approve the Director of the Department of Emergency Services, Bob Dowd's recommendation to create a new part-time radio technician position in a grade 11 on the non-union salary chart, no benefits, not to exceed 16 hours per week. This would be effective August 4th, 2025 for approximately 2 years or until the new radio system is fully operational.
Until the radio system is fully operational, and then it would dissolve. Okay. So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? None, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approval.
Area Agency on Aging would like to hire Franklin Galaglos as a full-time meals transporter at the rate of $12.38 per hour effective July 7th. Children and Youth would like to hire the following 2 casework supervisor 1s, both at the rate of $2,270.46 biweekly, both effective July 14th, and that is Jonathan Barker and Harold Alexander. Children and Youth would like to hire Sean Ryan as a caseworker 1 at the rate of $1,597.60 biweekly, effective July 7th. Children and Youth would like to hire Hannah Holgrove as a caseworker 1 at the rate of $1,597.60 biweekly, effective July 14th. Department of Emergency Services would like to rehire Donald Yordy as the part-time radio technician at the rate of $34.05 per hour, effective August 4th. District Attorney would like to hire Connor Werney as a central booking agent at the rate of $15.38 per hour, effective July 6th. MHIDEI would like to hire Morgan Friedrich as a caseworker 1 at the rate of $1,597.60 biweekly, effective July 14th. President Judge Towalk would like to hire Megan E. Smith as an office support 2 in the Probation Services Department at the rate of $1,154.07 biweekly, effective July 14th. And the Register of Wills like to hire Lauren Rowland as a general clerk C at the rate of $1,138.30 biweekly, effective July 14th. And Connor Werney is a rehire.
I'll move to approve those transactions.
I'm just looking, Scott is not in this batch that you're asking for a vote for, correct?
No, but
I'll second the motion.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments? None, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Got approval.
moving on to salary board, motion to approve all transactions previously read plus the following. Bridget Bobber, longevity payment, adult probation officer, one-time 3-year longevity payment of $1,471.14, effective July 25th.
Second.
Second, questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Salary board. Actions are approved.
Thank you.
Anything else? Good weekend. before.
I'll see if I can get finished up before nine
You're
forty-five.
going pretty fast. Can you drive it out of it?
I'm double parked, so there's.
All right, I've got, three items here. I'm gonna, hold off on the hotel tax till, we have a fund balance there. So. Okay, well, this is, I don't know if they're going to do. I don't know. We'll wait. We'll still wait, yeah. All right, then I have a contract, a very minor contract for the coroner's office for Sharps Medical Waste Services to collect any medical waste that's generated at the coroner's office for $75 per collection for a 28-gallon reusable container, and they estimate that to be every 3 months.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Approved.
I have a recommendation from the Board of Directors at the Clarence Shock Memorial Park and Governor Dick to reappoint Josh Killian for another term of 3 years.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any questions or comments? None. All in favor, please say aye.
Unfortunately, that's usually two people up every year. Why is only one person being reappointed this time?
We got from Governor Dick for it this time, so we're taking action. Recommendation.
Okay, so what's the backstory on that? He filled in for
Yeah, we had.
the gentleman, Tom Harlan, who passed away.
That-
Is that correct?
No, he was filling in for a board member that could no longer fill. He had one more year of
Okay.
his term, and he filled the rest of his term. He was one of a 10 or a dozen people interviewed, and
I'd have to look. It was either Tom or
Yeah, the
the man. Yeah,
name escaped me right now. It was a gentleman who was having
he was a recent appointment.
having problems driving at night. So he came off the board.
Yeah.
And then Tom Harlan passed away.
Yeah.
And then the former ranger should be the other person that's up for reappointment. And so Josh was filling in for either,
He's
His
a
appointment was-
recent
he's a
appointment.
recent appointment. He just served 1 year.
yeah, because someone resigned and the other person passed away. Okay. So is it safe to say that the former ranger, and his name is escaping me,
Dave Eichler.
Dave Eichler, he's not being replaced as of this time.
We're not aware. We'll wait to get a recommendation from the board.
Commissioner Cooney, are you still attending those meetings?
Yeah.
Did they discuss this reappointment or at the last meetings? Usually they come to you with the June meeting with their recommendations. Was there any discussion at the last meeting? You recall?
I was there.
I understand Ray Bender wasn't there either. So did they even have a meeting in June?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, the gentleman, Mr. Beckett, I guess chaired the meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
Becker, yeah.
Becker.
Yeah, no, Valley College. So that's what we have at this point. You know, wait, if we get another recommendation, we'll take action at that time. We generally, with many different advisory boards in the community on very different departments and usually allow them to make those recommendations to us.
Can we check that after the meeting? Who he-
Yeah, we can straighten out who's what. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
That, and I'll fill in that name to the other man that resigned, because I'm escaping.
It's good.
giving me to-
Yeah.
We can look it up, yeah. So you still, I think you were in the middle of the vote there.
So we have motion and a second. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Approval.
And I have 3 disabled veteran exemptions from real estate tax. Having met all the requirements, they are Wallace Vitez of Hemlock Lane, Lebanon, Eric Lugo of Scenic Ridge Boulevard, Lebanon, and James Bowers Jr. of West Main Avenue, Myerstown.
Make a motion to approve the veterans for real estate tax exemption.
Second motion.
Motion second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. These are approved. And we have agreed, gonna table this, action on hotel tax until next month, next meeting. Do you have a question about it?
yes, I would like to discuss Jim's article that was in the paper yesterday or today, whichever it was.
Well, do you want to discuss that with Jim?
No, I wanted to discuss it publicly. So I wanted to add it. Okay, thank you. Jim had an article in Leadtown about our hazmat team, and I just wanted to review a few things. Public safety is number one for our Lebanon County hazmat team and our citizens and residents. Having personally and successfully performed CPR, the Heimlich maneuver, as well as retrieving a deceased paddler from the bottom of Governor Pinchot State Park, I have personal experience with water rescue. Number two, Lebanon County, from Cold Spring to Route 22, down in Peach Bottom area, Fulton County, Lancaster, is 61 miles, and having to go through both Lancaster and the city, it could be like a 2-hour drive, maybe better with all the red lights, etc. So I really don't think that we should be taking on the responsibility of Lancaster County with the response for hazmat. First of all, Lebanon has a population a little over 143,000. Lancaster's population is over 555,000, almost 556. We have 1,170 miles of road. Lancaster has 3,830. So in both instances, that would be 2/3 bigger for Lancaster over, or 2/3, it's 66%, whatever, more additional work we would be taking on. Potential hours worked, meals traveled, people served, overtime, all tripled. We have the cost of training that we absorb, the uniforms, there's stress on families if their meals and birthday parties and things are always getting interrupted. And the responders are having more and more time away from home. There's wear and tear on vehicles. And I wonder what the cost of one tire with mounting and balancing would cost on number 50 that we respond with many times. And how many tires does that vehicle have? And what is the downtime for repairs? And then we would have Lancaster, pushing us. And I just think it's not a wise decision to put all this stress on our taxpayers and our employees. It's just not right. We have to repair and replace broken tools. And it also is on the Susquehanna River, which is deeper and wider than the Swatara Creek. It has raw sewage running into it. So many different things that I don't think we should be taking that on. In addition, Lancaster broke at least 2 other contracts. Why do we want to risk being next? Could Lancaster switch partners and potentially recruit our trained workers? Again, because of their larger size, they're able to pay more than us, and we just can't complete. If there's a tax increase on our people, that's Lebanon County raising taxes, not Lancaster. And I can't let that happen in Lebanon County on my watch. I just don't think that's proper. So I think that this has to be public and that we should talk to our staff and tell them to come in for a vote, whether we should be doing this or not. I don't think it's proper. Thank you.
Thank you. I just state for the record, at this point, we haven't been asked to approve any such proposal.
Well, according to his, it's already
Well-
going on. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's right.
So why wouldn't you bring that up privately if we're not sure if what he's saying is correct, instead of Even your.
It's already public. We need to answer, we need to be on top of this with the public, not sitting back.
If I could, again, you've made a very strong case against doing, us covering Lancaster County. And I would agree with you 100% with everything you said, that we cannot take that on with existing personnel and equipment. We don't have the resources to do that. So it wouldn't be wise. So we're not being asked. So if and when a proposal comes to us, I think it's time to review the details of any proposal and can restate any point you want to make or any new point regarding that proposal rather than a news story, because he might have done an accurate job or he might have not have all the information. So we'll wait until we.
But
Get a
it's
full
not right to make the public wait, and that our staff, they should know what's going on, and they should know that we care about them and that we're sticking up for them.
I said, there's no proposal on the table for us to consider at this point.
Lebanon County Department of Emergency Services, their hazmat team covering for the next 2 months, as reported by Leadtown, covering for Lancaster County. Is that an accurate statement?
As I understand, they have a mutual aid, like all the fire companies.
A
do,
long-standing,
and
decades-long
and the
mutual aid.
ambulance
I
providers
mean,
do.
I-
And I mean,
I've
understand.
listened to my
I'm
article.
trying to
as part of the
respond.
question.
I'm trying to
Okay.
respond.
You're what-
They have a mutual aid, just like the fire companies and the ambulance companies cover for each other. You know, when there's a major fire or disaster or something, they all try to work together. As a matter of fact, the companies go between counties too. So I know we have that mutual aid, do we not, Jamie?
Yes. Yeah, that's what they're operating under now. I believe that was stated in the article that they're operating
Correct.
under mutual aid.
But no formal
Correctly.
agreement beyond that.
No.
But do the commissioners find anything inaccurate that article? Because I want to always strive for accuracy
I
and providing
didn't see it,
truthful,
Jim. I didn't see it.
truthful information.
I can't.
Well, please read it and let me know if there's anything in there, and it will be amended accordingly, but the veracity of that article is called into question here at a public meeting that
Well, then
people may see.
maybe you should have a discussion with Commissioner Litz. Like I said, she's the one that's challenging. So
I stand
didn't
by
read
what
that.
Mr. Dowd told me in that meeting
Okay, appreciate
when
that.
I interviewed him and put the information out there, and if anything is different and that was wrong, I'll be more than happy to amend that article or
I understand.
change the information in the articles that we run for the commissioners meeting.
If I could just add, I think there's a lot of discussion to be had before anything is formalized or put into a contract form. Things could change in Lancaster between now and then. Currently, they are operating under a mutual aid, which, as was mentioned, has been the case for decades. If our team had to go out of service, say we had, equipment damage and trucks were out of service or something, Lancaster or York or, other, I think they're within our 7-county region, which would respond in kind. And so that's what's happening now. It just so happens they're not out for a short period of time. It appears that they're going to be out for a longer period of time. So I think there was some detail given to you by Mr. Dabb, I think, in an email. So the staff of the Lancaster team is still available for response. I think what it comes down to for the most part is that we would respond with some team members and equipment, but mostly we would be the incident command. We would be the lead on the incident. So, because they don't have a team or a chief in place at this point. But right now, again, just to be clear there, right now it's under a mutual aid arrangement that has existed
Nothing changed.
with discussion to come. Believe me, discussion to come.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to give Jamie credit for starting my thought process. And so I do appreciate that. And I have my comments in writing if anybody needs a copy.
Is there anything else for the good of the order?
I would just like to ask how the sound is over there on that side. Good.
Finally here.
Okay. You didn't, how was it here when you had a presenter? You heard it there? Okay. It's a dual zone system. So when the presenters speak, the commissioners hear it above them and the audience. And when the commissioners speak, the audience. So, seems to be pretty good.
Anything else for the good of the order? If not, I wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July holiday weekend. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. God bless America.
Commissioner Cook?